I'm Alex Roberts.
I'm Jared Miller.
And it's time to dangle, snipe, and stampede.
It's Galore!
Welcome back to Dangle, Snipe, and Stampede. We've got a very special episode for you today, don't we, Jared?
Interviews
galore. We've got two of them today. Aidan's with us. He'll join us for the interviews. But we will start things off with an interview with Lauren Hatcher, the women's hockey team. So why don't y'all take a look. Welcome back, everyone, to Dangle, Snipe, and Stampede. We've got another interview for you today. We've got Lauren Hatcher joining us from the women's hockey team. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Had a great weekend in Salt Lake City, I see. Got to the championship game.
Yes.
Fun trip?
It was really fun. Really fun hanging out with the girls on my team and just, I'm really proud of us for making it that far this season.
I mean, we were having a blast being able to watch you guys during our own Oregon broadcast. We kept checking back with to be like, what's the score? And that was the CSU one, especially the second night.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys were still going when our game was over.
Oh, yeah, we were long over.
We were long over, and just kept seeing it go longer and longer, and we're like, oh, my goodness. Of course, triple overtime winner. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Melina Atwood on her team, the captain, got the game winner goal. So pretty cool moment for her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, and senior, too. Like, that's got to be a huge moment.
Yes.
Jared?
All right. Yeah, no, just kind of going back to how you got into hockey, because I like asking that. It's always interesting because so many people have different paths. How'd you start?
I'm from Minnesota, so I grew up playing on the pond. Everybody in Minnesota almost plays hockey, it seems like, but I played for my high school team there growing up, and that was a lot of fun. And then I decided I wanted to come to Boulder, and I was really hoping to play for the team here, but I wasn't, given a spot. And I know they do, a lot of recruiting now. So I made the team as a walk-on my freshman year, which was super cool, and that was the best year of my life playing hockey for sure. We obviously went to nationals that year, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's awesome. So you just grew up from what age?
I started skating at 4 and started playing at 5. So,
All right, yeah.
See, this is where I could have been. That's...
I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah, except you continued. You obviously continued.
But
I can't skate.
Alex,
yeah, well, there's always one of us.
We're trying to teach him, though. So, did you always just love it from that first time on the ice?
Yeah, my dad definitely got me into the sport, and I grew up watching Minnesota Wild games. Big Wild fan, so yeah. Now there's a women's professional team called the PWHL, so
yeah,
trying to follow that a little bit, yeah.
I've been watching that league. That league's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to New York.
It does.
I don't have it. I just want to watch good hockey.
Someone from my high school actually plays on that for New York.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah,
Oh, really?
Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what led you to Boulder in the first place?
I wanted to try something different. I love the mountains for sure, and dabble into skiing a little bit. Not too crazy or anything, but yeah, just try something different. Never been to Colorado really before until I came here, so.
And then, yeah, I mean, so a hockey team did have any pull in your decision, or did you
It did. I mean, I wanted to continue playing, but there wasn't a for sure factor, so coming here was number 1, and then 2 was hockey for sure.
Did you have any family ties to Colorado, or was it just a shot in the dark?
It was a shot in the dark, yeah.
Like me.
Came to the right place.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it here, so, yeah.
All right, and then, so your freshman year went to nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was a little not great.
Yeah.
But then this year, kind of a slow start. It felt sort of like last season a little bit, but then things turned around. Can you just kind of walk us through that transition from the beginning of the season where it didn't seem like much was working to then going on that run in the second half?
Definitely. Beginning of our season, we had some really tough games right off the bat. McKendree, some of the teams that are big competitors in the national tournament, and we just weren't ready to play them. So, but our team turned it around with our in-conference games, and we saw the opportunity. I mean, we have a super deep team this year. I feel like every single member on this team is super valuable and contributes a lot to this team, and that's really helped us get this far in the season. So, Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned the in-conference games, and the ones I'm thinking of specifically are the GCU ones.
Yes.
Right at the end of last semester.
Yeah.
And would you? I mean, you mentioned McKendree specifically. There were a number of those games where it just, you guys looked like you had the pieces, but it wasn't, fully together. Is there something that around that time, over break, whatever, it just kind of clicked?
I don't know if maybe having a break was just needed, or if it was, I think I'm going to attribute it to the girls on our team just for how hard they worked, and we've overcame a lot of adversity this year, like within our team, so to get this far, and we've all just been sticking together and wanting to win, so we had something to prove this year for sure, coming from last year, so.
Yeah, I mean, did missing that national tournament, or the WWCHL playoffs, especially when they were in Boulder, that kind of just put a chip on the shoulder to, like, we have to kind of make it up this year?
Definitely. I mean, that was super embarrassing for everybody on this team. I mean, it was literally in Boulders last year, so not qualifying for that and having to sit and watch the other teams play at your own home rink, that not the greatest, but yeah.
And then, would you say I mean, it seems like for the last, at least how long we've been following a little bit before, that's kind of been like a 2-team race, it feels like, with you guys and then ASU. Is that, is there like a rivalry there that's like more than the other teams in the division? Or?
Yeah. When I came on to this team my freshman year, there was always a rival with ASU. I mean, I was always told that we got to beat them, They're always the top spot usually. So, it's been they're usually like within our range. We feel like we can beat them, but I mean, all of the other teams in our conference are very like similar this year. So they were kind of the only reach, but yeah.
All right, and then, so obviously ASU took the title the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But for this year alone, I mean, there was emergence of a couple freshmen on the team.
Yeah.
Ewald, Fischelli, are the two that come to mind immediately for me. Would you say there's a good foundation moving forward to take that title back?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have some of our freshmen. I mean, we got some goal scorers now on our team. I mean, Mia Fischelli, she gets a lot of, like, just full ice rushes type of thing, like where she scores. Yeah, it's great. And then Natalie Ewald, she's got a clap bomb, so credit to her. Yeah, it's pretty wicked, but yeah.
It just seemed to me, especially, like, we keep saying the half and half split of the season, but it just often keeps seeming to me like you guys, like, there was then like a spark, whether it's with these players, whether without, but there was more like quickness, more just energy, honestly.
Yes.
You guys seemed like you just really were like, all right, let's go win this, and then did.
Yeah, I think once we started playing our in-conference games and we realized that we were winning and, like, capable of winning, like, that winning energy just kind of continued on through the rest of the season, which was great.
And pushed you to second overall.
Yeah.
I mean, not first, obviously, but hey, good base to build on, as I'm sure that's where you're going.
Now, the question that I have going into next season, of course, you guys are losing the captain. You're losing Ruth, and you're losing Emily.
Yep.
2 leaders and the president.
Yep.
Do you guys have a plan of where you guys think you're going to go and trying to replace that leadership quality?
I mean, I think our team, we have a bunch of leaders on this team. I know my senior class is pretty big, and so there's a lot of, everybody is, like, taking a role. I mean, Ashley Rouse is our travel coordinator, and she's doing an amazing job of that this year. I mean, honestly, everybody is capable of leading, and I think we have a good team next year. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know a big thing that we always, Aidan especially likes to talk about is goalies. What's that confidence of having 2 goalies? You had 2 goalies all year, Beerbaum and Watson. What was that confidence knowing that no matter who was back there, the puck was probably going to stay out of the net for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, I have so much confidence in both of our goalies, and I always have. I mean, I could care less who is in the net because, they're both just amazing goalies.
All right, so, what was I going to say? Shoot, it just left my mind. Oh, going back, so have you ever played a triple overtime game? Just going back to the
I don't
tournament.
think so. No.
What are you feeling on the bench when you're kind of just sitting there like, oh, triple overtime, like next goal wins.
Yeah, a lot of anxiety for sure. I mean, we did practice this in practice, so I feel like we did have confidence within ourselves, which was great, and just keeping the positive energy up on the bench has been really helpful. But yeah, a lot of anxiety though, not gonna lie. Nail biter game.
No, I
Definitely.
bet it's just there's
Yeah.
the 5-minute overtime session in the
Yeah.
regular season, and it's just a tie,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just shifts when you get to the playoffs, and the mentality just changes. I mean, that's
Definitely.
pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against CSU too. I
Oh, yeah.
It's just a whole new level of.
Yeah.
I think we were doing the math. I'm pretty sure you guys were locked into the championship game either way, but I'm sure it felt a lot better to win that
Oh,
game
yeah.
going into the championship.
Nobody
and,
wanted to lose to
Yeah.
CSU,
Mm-mm.
so. Mm.
And then just is it just on to next season?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing practices here on out just throughout the year, trying to get the girls back on the ice and do some scrimmages and have some fun, too. Yeah, we're looking forward to next season for sure. I feel like we have the girls, and I'm hoping we all put in the work and we can take a trophy home next year.
Is that the expectation? Win the conference?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you have it.
Hey, I'll look forward to beating
Mm-hmm.
ASU.
Well, I won't complain about it. I'm moving from a Pac-12 rival to a Big 12 rival.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
think ASU is actually moving conferences next year, though. They're becoming an independent. So
Oh, really?
I don't think they're no longer in our conference. I could be
wow.
wrong, but that's
Oh, the WWCHL?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I think they're gonna become like an independent, kind of like
Oh, interesting.
I don't know why. I mean,
That's really
maybe
weird.
just because they've been winning a lot, but I don't know.
I have no idea. That's
Mhm.
that's a
Oh.
interesting.
Have to
That'll be an
keep an eye
interesting
on that.
development that we'll have to be keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
Do you guys have plans? Do you know if the conference has plans then, if ASU leaves, to bring in a new school?
I have no idea, honestly. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's some like Montana and like I think they're independent. They might be, but like they're an up and coming program. Like
Mhm.
they're doing a lot better than they have in previous years. So maybe they'll be part of it. I don't know.
Well, we'll I guess
Interested to
Keep
see.
an eye on
we'll just
that.
have to wait and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
I mean, interesting development in the WCWCHL. Thanks, Lauren, for
Yeah.
coming on
Of
and
course.
hopping on with us and talking the WWCHL tournament. Great season.
Yeah.
Looking forward to next season, even though I won't be here. I'll definitely be watching.
Same.
I think we all want to watch this team, especially going into next year. You guys got some great momentum.
Yeah.
So thanks, Lauren, again for joining the show. Back
Thanks.
to the episode.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, everyone. Want to thank Lauren for joining the show. We're so excited to see what the women's team can do next season. And we followed up that interview with an interview with Liam O'Gwyn.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to be on the show. He had things to say. He messaged you out of the blue, saying, "Get me on the pod," and I mean, we weren't gonna say no. So
Well,
good talk with him.
take a look. Welcome back, everyone, to Dangle, Snipe, and Stampede. We have our second interview of the day with Liam O'Gwyn of the D1 men's hockey team. Welcome, Liam.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Glad you could make it. This all started when you just messaged me out of the blue saying, "Get me on the pod."
Absolutely.
You're here now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have a couple things I want to say, but yeah, season's over, so now I guess I could talk.
It's time to talk. Jared?
All right, we're gonna start at the beginning. Just kind of, how'd you get into hockey? Is the question I ask everyone.
Yeah, so I'm from New Jersey originally, born and raised, and I lived in a neighborhood where it was just a bunch of hockey players right across the street from a pond that would back then would freeze every winter, so there was a lot of pond hockey, street hockey, and it was a bunch of older guys. So for street and pond hockey, they always wanted to put me in goal, and I loved it. I was getting my door knocked on, saying, "Come put the pads on, come outside, come play." So, and really got me right into it.
So you've been a goalie since the start.
I played a little bit of player. I still enjoy the forward position, for intramural hockey and just for fun. I love it. I just love the game in general. And I have three brothers that are all forwards and defensemen. But I'm the only goalie
In
in the family.
in practice sometimes at all? Are you able to like get up and around without the goalie gear and just skate, or no?
A couple times, yeah. They let me a couple times, but usually I stick with goalie.
All right, because I feel like if I was a player, I might want to be able to like do the inverse. You know,
Yeah.
like in not in game, you know, but like in like practice or something. Be like, all right, get me in the goalie getup, you know.
Yeah, like I have Rapolis right now. He's been asking me to put my pads on. And switch with me. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Hopefully, maybe this week or something. But yeah.
All right, and then I mean, you just looking here, you played in for a lot of teams around the country. Started with the Rockets.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, so I actually played with the Rockets with Drew McConaughey. We were teammates back then. And it was really funny because we kept in contact a little bit, but I didn't know he was coming here freshman year, and I saw him in the locker room before tryouts, and I'm like, no way, like, let's go, me and you, let's go, let's do this. And now we've been living together for 2 years. Next year we're living together a third year. And you know, he's probably my best friend on the team. Great guy, great player. And we had a struggling Rockets team, but you know, helped us learn, helped us grow as players and people.
All right, so yeah, that was gonna be a question a little later on. You guys so I was gonna ask if you guys knew that you guys were coming together, but you
Yeah.
didn't. Is there? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of connections to New Jersey on this team. Like Rosalenko's also from New Jersey, and then
Yeah.
even Klein or. Now,
Yeah.
Coach Kleiman's from New Jersey. I know Brendan Hansen a couple years ago from New Jersey as
Yeah.
well. Was there like a discussion about this on the team and like
Hey,
why
you're from Jersey
me
and you're
too.
here,
Yeah.
you know.
But why so many people on the team just came from that one?
Well, I mean,
one
youth
area?
hockey in New Jersey is pretty strong hockey, pretty solid competition. There's a lot of good players, and yeah, Coach Tommy was he was a player back when I was a freshman, and I was messaging him over the summer, and you know, he was like, you got to come here, you're gonna love it. He was really excited that I came here, and we were roommates as well with Drew. But yeah, Tommy's been great. Rosie, little Rosie, the rookie's been awesome. Great kid. You know, everyone from Jersey is just, they have that little bit of Jersey toughness in them, and you know, like to have fun, love the game.
Well, now, Jared, I have a question for you.
No,
Does it relate? Like, why did you come here as well? Like,
I don't know. I just visited the campus and I was like, all right, works for me.
It's prettier.
that is very
But-
fair. That's very
More
fair.
sun.
The food,
Yeah,
nowhere
more
near as
sun.
good here.
No.
It's so terrible out
Yeah,
here.
I'm a huge Italian food guy.
Yeah, you can't find any.
No,
So-
I just miss my pizza, my
Yep.
chicken, my really good chicken parm, all that
Garlic
stuff.
knots. There are
Yeah.
no garlic knots here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad we're on the same page with that. All right, well, now back to hockey a little bit. You played for the Hitmen. Obviously, I mean that's a good program. I know because I played high school out of the Ice Vault, so I was hanging
Okay.
around there a lot. Was that just? I mean, 16U AAA. Was that just? How'd you kind of end up there and playing with that team?
Yeah, so I played that U16 year. I played up. I was one of the only O2. There was two O2s, me and Connor Sedlak. And you know, we were just invited up to play with the older guys, and we did well. We had a lot of success. A lot of kids on that team that went on to play D1 hockey, that are playing D1 hockey now. And yeah, I love playing there. And then after that season, I was gonna play up 18s, but then I got an offer to go to Michigan, play U16 there. And in my opinion, that's the best U16 AAA hockey you could play in the country anywhere. And I loved it. Like love playing in Michigan. Played all the time. Great competition. So yeah, that was an adjustment, but I loved it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick for the Hitmen just a little bit
Yeah.
because 02. So my goalie in high school also played for the Hitmen. Nick Johansson.
Okay, I'm familiar with him. Yeah, I went to some district camps with him, and
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, those timelines add up. I checked, and you guys were never on the same team, but certainly, I mean, interesting. He kept my high school team in so many games. We were terrible, my high school team.
yeah,
But he kept us not getting killed in every game, so that was nice.
That's at least good.
But, you know, I obviously, I just thought that was a cool connection there. And then what brought you back from Michigan? Because you then ended up playing for the Avalanche up in North Jersey.
Yeah, so after that Michigan year, I was going to hockey academy, doing online school, skating twice a day, and you know, I was still in high school, right? I was living away from my family, and I wanted to come home, be back with my family. So I just made the decision to come back and play for a really solid U18 team. And then halfway through that season, it was the COVID year, but right before that, I went up to NCDC juniors with the Cyclones. Didn't get to play a lot. Was a backup goalie, and then the season just ended, unfortunately.
And then, I mean, after that, you go to Florida. You kind of just jumping around.
Yeah.
Is there a reason to go down south to play hockey?
Yeah, so the Florida season was one of the coolest seasons, too. I was looking around for a place to play. And in the goalie position, you wanna be at a place where you're gonna play a lot. Like you don't want to be sitting on the bench. No one wants to just sit on the bench. So I was talking to a bunch of different teams and decided I'll go to Florida. And down there, cope with COVID restrictions and all that. There wasn't much of them. It was pretty loose, pretty free. And went down there, you know, beach after practice. Like it was the dream. Like pool in December. And I've always been still to this day, I want to move to Florida after college. I've always been a warm weather beach guy, so I loved it down there. And we ended up having a really good team with a few D1 guys, couple guys playing pro in Europe. Because with the COVID year, everything got all the teams in the USP got stronger, and yeah, we had a great season. We lost in the finals, but couldn't complain about that year.
Seems like you've played around. You've had your fair share
I've
of
been
experience
around,
the area.
Oh yeah.
And then you what provoked you to come to Boulder after that?
Yeah, so I was a senior in high school, and I could have kept playing more junior hockey or just go to the college route. I had like 8 to 10 Division III offers at the time. And I was not really set on playing D3 hockey. I wanted to go to a big school. I wanted to go to a school where I'd have fun, enjoy myself. It was between ASU or here. And I came out here, saw the facilities. It was a beautiful weekend. And I think on the flight home, I told my mom, sold it for me. That's it. Going here, just pulled the trigger, and can't complain. Wouldn't change a thing.
So I was in a very exact similar situation. It was either here or ASU for me.
Yep.
And I took a trip and visited out here, and like a week later, I made a commitment to go here as well.
Yeah.
Was that kind of was the visit the selling point?
The visit kind of did it, yeah. Oh, apologize, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, the visit kind of sold me to come here, and I just had a good weekend with my mom. I met Coach Benny at the time, and he seemed like a great guy, and wanted me here. And I also saw that the team wasn't great, and I wanted to kind of help the team move in the right direction, move up. And I think my time here, everything we've done so far, we've been moving in the right direction. And next year the goal is playoffs. Like we have to get there. We're going to get there.
I mean, yeah. So you were thrown in right away. I mean, your freshman year playing 18 games.
Yeah.
Is that part of the reason you also wanted to come in? You knew you get playing time?
Yeah, I knew I would come in here and play, and would work hard and be the best. And I got that playing time, and it was tough. Like we didn't have the best team, but I learned what the ACHA was all about. Learned what the team was all about, and it's a big learning year, but I think I was pretty successful for my freshman season.
And then obviously last year you I mean, just the numbers alone, just a 2.7 goals against average and a 920 save percentage and 2 shutouts with 10 wins. I mean,
Yeah.
was there just an adjustment where you felt more comfortable in the net that second year, or was it all partly the team as well?
It was a little bit of both. Like, I think the team around me, my sophomore year definitely got better. We got some better D and moved in the right direction there. But I also felt more comfortable and confident going into the year. Knew what it was like and be playing in each game. Knew kind of the teams I was playing, what they had to offer, what environments I was going to be playing in, and that made it easier for me, for sure.
And I mean, just a quick follow-up bounce off of that question is how has that helped, I think, then with 2 years of experience, then for this year where, I mean, I think we can all agree the team got even better.
Yeah.
How did that preparation really help for this season?
Yeah, it definitely helped big time. Like, I came into this year with the personal goal of not really looking at my numbers too much, because I really, everyone wants to have good stats and good numbers, but I wanted to get a lot of wins, like win a lot of hockey games. And, I think it's safe to say our forwards were the best we've ever had in my time here. But I think our defense might have gotten a little weaker, which was hard. Like, it's hard. It was a bit of a struggle throughout the season with the D. But I think next year we're recruiting even more, and I think everyone will be surprised to see the team we put together next season.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then obviously this year, Server joined you from Oregon. What was that like, having that kind of other goal you could rely on?
Oh yeah, Server came in, and he also had plenty of ACHA experience. He's played in a lot of games, a lot of places, and years past we didn't really have another goalie to turn to, and the full workload kind of fell on me, which is hard. Like playing 2 games back to back in a weekend, it's tough. Like, you get tired. Like, you get really tired as a goalie because you're not coming off the ice, and then got to go to bed, wake up, and do it the next day. But having Server was a big help, and I'm wishing him the best. I know he's looking to play pro hockey next year, or maybe coming back here, but whatever he does, I'm wishing him the best.
I mean, yeah, you said possibility of coming back, but yeah. I would think probably most likely leaving.
Yeah.
So then, my next thought on that is, what are your thoughts on specifically your guys' goaltending situation for next season?
Yeah, well, if we say that Server's leaving, then it kind of comes down to me and Boosh, who was our 3rd string this year. Didn't see a ton of action, but he's a good goalie, very good goalie, better than what we've had in years past. And
we saw him in the Oregon game.
Yeah,
he looked really good for all intents and purposes.
In the Oregon game, I was happy to see him have that win. Definitely good for his confidence. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be around next year, and it will likely be me and him going.
Sick.
One thing about your game that I know we've mentioned a ton, but it seems like throughout the year, growing up, was there any idea, did you gravitate towards your glove side? Because we noticed that your glove side is fantastic. You've been able to snag so many great shots with your glove. Did you just kind of did you focus on that, or was that just kind of a thing that just kind of popped up?
Yeah, I definitely put a lot of time into my hands and eyes, and I don't like getting beat glove side at all. I think I'm very strong in that area. I have a strong glove, but yeah, just a lot of hours, a lot of time behind the scenes that people don't necessarily see, simple things different goalie coaches working in practice on specific things, focusing on the little details, all that really adds up. And on top of my glove, I think I worked a lot on my puck handling ability, which is another one of my strengths. But glove and puck handling are probably my top 2 strengths.
For just to give the contrast to that, I know it might be a difficult thing to answer, but is there anything that you might identify as like a weakness then that you're especially trying to work on next season, or just kind of general stuff?
Yeah, I think everything can obviously be tuned up, but I think just like the mental game sometimes can be really difficult, and it's hard to find. The goalie is a tough position. Like, you have to be able to bounce back, after getting scored on, and it's hard. It's been challenging for me, but besides that, I think everything can always be a little more fine-tuned. Even my glove, like, I could still be better. I try to take little pieces of of different things and work on them.
Yeah.
So a lot of seniors this year, obviously graduating. How do you see this team kind of moving forward next year with how many players you're losing?
Yeah, so Max Pashenik is one of the first guys I think of. Like, he's been with me these 3 years. He's been just a classy guy, like, great leader, great guy to have around. He's going to be a big loss for us. Luke Gosnell, another captain, like, he's going to be another tough loss for us on the back end. Like, those are just 2 guys off the top of my head that, like, it's gonna hurt to lose them, but I know that our coaching staff is so this was their first year, and they're learning just like we are all the time. And I know they're bringing in new guys, and the team's gonna look a lot different next year. We might even be losing some guys we had play for us this year that aren't graduating, and we're really set on being a national contender next year, and we're gonna make that happen.
I know, because I talked to Rapp a couple weeks ago, and he seems pretty on page with that too. It seems like, obviously you want to win, but it feels like there's this new energy where it's like, it's not just a want, it's like, we need to win.
Yeah, like it has to be done. It's unfortunate because we had the talent to do it this year. We made some mistakes, and that's all right. It happened, but we're gonna do whatever it takes to get to that tournament, and it's gonna start by winning game after game. We can't keep splitting weekends. We can't do that. We need to start sweeping teams and showing some dominance, and showing teams that, like, all right, we're coming in to play the Buffs tonight. Like, we're gonna have a tough task ahead of us.
Well, I mean, going on that line, I think at least coming to my mind, the 2 games this semester at Central Oklahoma that you guys lost both in overtime, I think really come to my mind in that front of, like, those are just so close, and you could have won one, you could have won both, you lost both. It seems like those types of games, especially among others in the rest of the season, I think at least to me, showed to us that energy absolutely is there, and that drive is there, and that you guys are, that's the goal, not to be like, we're good.
Yeah.
Not be like, we're good.
Yeah.
That's the goal, to be really strong.
Oh yeah, we want to beat those teams. We want to beat the Vegas, the UCOs, like, all those teams. We want to not just, like, have close games. We want to win those games, because that's what it's going to take to go to nationals.
Yeah, I mean, well, you guys were, like, obviously just off.
Just there.
And
yeah.
I mean, probably if you get 1, maybe 2 or 3 of those games this semester, that does happen. So
For sure.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My question going to next season is, what's the expectation and the mentality that you guys are going to have going into each weekend after knowing what happened this past year? Do you think that a lot of the guys who are turning up, possibly, I think you're graduating next year, right?
Yeah, nice.
So, especially like for you going in your senior season, what's the mentality going to be going into each weekend as opposed to this season?
Yeah, I think guys like me, Drew, Rap, like a bunch of the guys, really mostly all the guys care. They really do want to win, and they really do truly care. And I think we just need to go into games with the mindset of like, we're going to win this game. We're going in here into wherever we're playing that weekend, coming home with 2 W's, and just keep rolling off of wins. We need some structure, and we need something to build off of. And like if we win weekend after weekend after weekend, we start getting on a roll, right? And we need to get on a roll to move us forward and move us up the ranks. And I think we can do that. I think it's very achievable.
I mean, when you start feeling dangerous, you start becoming dangerous off. I mean, we saw that with the women's team for Colorado this season.
Yep.
They were able to turn around the middle of their season, go on a run. I think it's completely absolutely within reach for next season.
Well, as Jared said several times throughout the year, winning streak starts at 1.
That's right. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom from Jared.
I thought you were going with anything can happen. That's
the other one. That's the other one.
All right, I want to do a quick rapid fire now. Well, a couple more questions, I guess. When you get introed, you're the king of New Jersey. How'd that nickname happen?
I don't even know where that came from, to be honest. I always used to be Gwenner, because my last name's O'Gwen, so I was just Gwenner. Then I came here and it switched to OG. And then the intros, it's King of New Jersey. I like it though, I'm not complaining, like, call me whatever. Yeah.
I was actually thinking where the OG stemmed from and where you got that. Seems like that was it spawned out here.
Yeah, it did.
Do you have any issue with that just because of Henrik Lundqvist's nickname, or obviously you're a Marty guy, right?
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
I'm a big Marty guy. I loved him growing up, but yeah, I mean, Lundqvist has no cups, right? Marty's got a few, but no, I don't have an issue with it.
All right. I mean, obviously you face a lot of shots in practice. What player on the team has the best shot?
This year, Rap. Definitely Rap for sure. I love that kid too, away from the rink. Like, he's a ball of fun. Like, usually we go out once a week for sushi together, just me and him, and we just talk about the team, and because he really cares, and he played out in New England. He knows what it's like, playing good hockey, and he wants to be the best like me and really contribute to this team. And kid's got a cannon for sure. He's got a great shot, as you guys have seen all year.
Is there one player you kind of just have their number in practice where they just can't beat you at all?
Like that they don't beat me, or that I can't let them?
Both.
Well, I don't like letting Keaton Foy score on me. But he, the last practice right before Vegas, he had 2 goals on me, and I'm like, oh no, like, Foy had 2, like, but he had 2 really good goals. I'm like, all right, Foy's gonna be rolling. But I don't like getting scored on by anyone, to be honest. Obviously, yeah.
All right. Well, now I might do this. All right, if you're down, do you guys still have ice time at all? Like, now that the season's done?
Yeah, we do. We're skating Tuesday, Thursdays, throughout the off season. So I actually am gonna be out for like a little bit. I have surgery on my toe this week. But I'll be back probably in like 3 weeks. But yeah, we gotta. It's not just like nationals isn't just gonna be handed to us. Like,
yeah.
we gotta work for it. We gotta earn it, and it's fully optional. And the guys who want to be there will be there, and the guys who don't won't be there. And there might be some changes in the off season that people don't expect, but everyone makes their own choices, right? And you either have it or you don't.
All right. So I mean, if you guys are still skating, I know people in our club want to see this just because like I played hockey until college.
Yeah.
They want to see me versus you a shootout. Would you be down for content?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we'll have to make that happen.
They
I'm
wanna
definitely
see-
gonna embarrass myself.
They want to see Jared take the King of New Jersey title.
What if we put you in the pads too?
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I want to see.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I played goalie for like a 2-year span when I was like younger. I would not be opposed to it. I'm gonna embarrass myself either way.
Yeah,
But-
anytime you want, you can put my pads on. We'll go out there, have some fun, or you can shoot on me. I mean, we'll see what happens. But
All right, we'll
yeah,
have to figure
yeah,
that out.
We definitely should. I'd love to do that.
All right,
yeah.
sick. I mean, we're looking for the season's over, so
Yeah.
like we need content.
Totally.
and I guess that works. I'm gonna
Totally.
embarrass myself. What, mic up too? We can
Yeah.
do a full thing.
Just have you just completely get blown out of the water in a
You're just gonna
shootout.
just like bleep out every word I said. I'm just gonna get mad at myself, but all right.
Jared has allowed 11 shots.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even score in my men's league games on Thursday night. All right. You guys have any other questions?
I'm good.
I'm fine. No, thank you. Yeah.
All right. Actually, you said you had a couple things you wanted to say. Did you get everything, or is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I wanted to shout out the rookie class this year because we had truly a really, really good group of rookies. Off the ice, great people, and great players. And they really made my season really enjoyable. I love being around the rookies this year. I love kind of being a mentor to these guys and showing them the ropes. And I think a lot of our rookies are going to have a lot of success down the road. And, I just can't thank them enough for what they did for all the older guys this year.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks again for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Yeah, that's going to do it for this interview. We'll see you back when we do.
Thank you.
Welcome back once again. Want to thank Liam for joining the show. And I got to say, super excited from what he says. Seems like this team's hungry for next year.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next year. I'm also looking forward to hop on the ice and challenge him. I don't know if I'll put the pads on because that could end bad for me.
Who knows?
But
It'll be fun either way.
it would be fun either way. And I mean, he wants you on the ice too, Alex. He said that. Good content.
Can't skate.
Exactly. That's the content.
Of course. Of course.
But excited. We'll have to get that done.
Oh,
I think that'd
sure.
be fun. And I mean,
Who knows? Maybe Jared Miller's the next king of New Jersey. I mean, maybe. There's a chance.
I didn't say it. You said it.
I said it. That's true. I said it.
I'm glad we had the same opinion on food, though, talking to Liam. And the food out here is just terrible.
Fair.
But the hockey talk was also fun, so.
Want to thank Liam again for hopping on with us. Glad we could have gotten that done. And yeah, we thank you for turning into this episode of Dangle, Snipe, Stampede. We don't got anything else for you. It seems like what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. Kind of have some interviews, maybe some chit chat here and there, but really the bulk of the content you'll be seeing here on the podcast will be lots of interviews. So if you want to be interviewed and you're on the teams, let us know. And with that, that's going to do it for this episode of Dangle, Snipe, and Stampede. Thank you for watching, and you heard it here first on Scobuff Sports.